Hello and welcome to this Warcraft 3 commentary. Today's game features WaN, the German undead player, and Blade, aka Unique, the Moldavian human player. Playing here on Amazonia, and right off the bat we see a Archmage first for Blade, very standard. Barracks, Altar, Archmage, and for WaN we actually see the Death Knight first, and we see a Tet Fiend build order, so no Crypt Lord. On this map makes a lot of sense. This expansion here is incredibly difficult to take, so going for a Crypt Lord fast expansion is probably not going to work. And if you're going to do a one-base tech build, it's usually better probably to get the Death Knight than the Crypt Lord, although we have seen quite a bit of Crypt Lord one-base styles recently. But WaN here opting for the Death Knight, Tet Fiends. The interesting question here is whether or not he's going to focus on his own creeping early on, or if he's going to start harassing right away by creeping, one of these troll camps here with just the Death Knight and the skeletons. Acolyte being annoying, probably going to try and catch a purge here. Make the creeps bug out a little bit, maybe pull these creeps in, just be annoying. Or try and get a last hit. And it looks like the Death Knight is just kind of rushing. He did kill a sheep, so maybe his intention for a while was to creep, but he's abandoning that plan and just going to go straight harass. Typically in Amazonia you're not going to show up in time to actually get any of the creeps. But actually... Oh, nice by WaN. Really cool little micro fight there. You want to make sure the creep stays over 100 health so that the death coil does not kill it, and try and juke out a coil from your opponent there. And then just as it lands, that's when you kill the creep. But WaN just barely got that creep. He actually also did a really cool thing, which is move the Death Knight a little bit closer as he was waiting for Blade to keep that juking going. That way he has less distance to travel with that coil, more likely chance to actually get the last hit. And that's pretty huge. Stealing that one creep actually prevents level 2. So now Blade has to kill either a skeleton. Yeah, okay, he gets a skeleton. I was going to say either a skeleton or this kind of big rogue here that WaN could threaten. But he does level up, and he has put quite a bit of damage here on the Death Knight, and here we kind of see the big disadvantage of doing the straight harass that WaN has done, is that he's not really close to level 2 at this point, and you really want to have that unholy aura. Without that aura, your regeneration just feels so slow, your hero's pretty slow. It feels a lot weaker. We actually have a tech here from Blade. Tech from both players, obviously it's a quicker tech for WaN, because he hasn't invested anything into creeping. But WaN is still not sure. He sees the tech at this point. Right now he's still kind of worried about a fast expansion. Now he can kind of breathe out a sigh of relief, because he knows there's no fast expansion, it's just a tech build. And we'll see what he can get done here. Kills the critter to get new skeletons, but not going to show up in time to get the Berserker. And he has to be careful not to get anything ensnared there. You don't want to lose your very first Fiend. That could just cost you the game right away. The snare goes on the skeleton instead. And Blade just getting closer and closer to level 3 here. WaN looking to get anything he can, either the creep or the footman. Really wants to get that creep to deny or keep level 3 further away from Blade. If there's a level 3 Archmage in your main when you're still level 1, that's not going to be a nice time for Undead. See, WaN just buying time. Again, he's attacked pretty quickly here. He's not really too invested in this situation. He's very comfortable if both players are doing nothing. So just being annoying is one of the best things he can do right now. If he were to back off right now and start creeping, I mean, Blade would just out-creep him so heavily because his army is so much faster creeping right now. But WaN now actually has 3 Fiends. So slowly but surely he'll have enough Fiends to be able to, either just fight this army and make Blade run, or to start creep himself. Looking to snipe this elemental. It's quite a bit of experience here for the Death Knight, but oh, it actually wasn't denied. I'm pretty sure WaN got that one. This Trapper is not going to be level 2, unfortunately, for WaN, and he doesn't have any skeletons left, so he has to really, at this point, run home, get a new rod, and kind of just go creeping. At this point, there's really not a lot he can do harass-wise.
A player's forces are under attack.
Unless, is he going to pick up a tavern? That'd be crazy. No, he just wants to creep jack in case Blade is here, but Blade playing it very safe here, just going for the second set of trolls, and now finally gets level 3. 2 rifles are out. He has a pretty scary army at this point, but everything's kind of hurt. Wonder if there's a shop at home. No shop just yet. But actually, wow, instant tier 3. So this is the kind of one-based tier 3 rifle style, which we haven't really seen in a long time. It's kind of fallen out of favor. But the idea here is you get Rifle Priest, you get tier 3 for a third hero, you get Master Training, so you can have Inner Fire. And your opponent doesn't really want to make Destroyers. If your entire army is Rifle Priest, there's really no reason to get Destroyers, but all of a sudden if there's Inner Fire, you kind of have to. And then the Rifles can snipe the Destroyers, and you can, like, if there are no Destroyers, then Inner Fire is going to be huge. That's pretty much the game plan for Blade. And we'll see how WaN reacts. There's really a lot of different ways that Undead can play against Rifles. Some will just almost stubbornly stick to this Fiend style. Triple hero, Fiend, Statue, Destroyer. And just play straight up against the Rifles. Some will switch to double Slaughterhouse Abominations. Maybe get a Cripple third. And try to just have a better army. An army designed to kill Riflemen. Right now for WaN it seems he's sticking to the Fiend style, which is what I guess he's more comfortable with. It's what he likes to play in most of the time. Archmage is trying to be a bit annoying here, but not really finding too much success, and really there's no point creeping the Archmage a whole lot further. He wants to power creep this Mountain King at this point and get level 3. I want to get that level 2 Stormbolt, or maybe even level 2 Clap. We'll see what he picks, but especially against an army like WaN has now, I think that Stormbolt's probably going to be a lot better. Meanwhile, WaN is tier 3 at this point, researching Burrow, going to get the Orb of Corruption here. The most important component to this army. This one item that actually makes this army go from kind of bad to, wow, really powerful. So now he's comfortable, he can creep anything, he can take a fight. He's not afraid of anything right now. And Blade, of course, hasn't really reached his power spike yet. He's investing a lot into this tier 3, but it's nothing that shows right now, so he could definitely fight this straight up. Both players very pensive here. Nobody wants to overcommit. Now it's kind of Blade's the one who's buying time by being annoying, because again he's waiting for this tier 3 tech to kick in. He wants to get the Master Training, he wants to get the Paladin out. Orb of Fire, Staff of Preservation, all these tools that he wants to have at his disposal before he takes a fight. So decides to go for the Renegade Wizard here. But WaN sniffs it out and creep checks. We do have the Dark Ranger third, very, very standard choice here for actually silence at level 1. Interesting, no Black Arrow. Silences the Mountain King. Kills the Rifle. Just trying to snipe those priests. Those priests die so quickly to orb and piercing damage focus. Nice last second coil here from WaN. The big downside here from WaN, he does not have level 2 coil, so this is looking very, very inefficient when he throws those coils. And Blade doing a great job spreading the damage here, so he's not focus firing too much on just one target, because that makes it very obvious for WaN what to coil. But if you attack 2 targets, slowly but surely, your opponent has to make a very tough decision what he wants to coil. We actually have the Frost Armor here for WaN, which, although there's like a mass ranged army, this Frost Armor is incredibly powerful against all these Footmen, Militia, Mountain King, and it gives you extra armor. Dispel kicks in now though, so Blade has the ability to dispel it. Dark Ranger dealing very, very dangerously here. Mountain King 2, there's a Holy Light, and there's an Invul. Oh, amazing Burrow dodge here. Actually, it wasn't a dodge, it's still stunned. Stunned while burrowed, I haven't seen that before. And Blade, yeah, just really wants to put in as much damage as possible to tell WaN to back off. Because if either player backs off at this point, it opens up this spot and this spot. And both of these level 5 creeps hold potentially, or level 6 on this I suppose, hold significant potential items. We can get like a greater healing here, and we can get an aura here, like Devotion Aura would be huge. Just back and forth, neither player wants to overcommit. Both very careful about their positioning. More Frost Armor, double Statue here, so both players have a lot of regeneration going on here. We have Brilliant Aura and Priest, we have Statues and a Holy Aura, so both players are pretty comfortable just walking back and forth here, but we do have what seems to be a real fight here. Frost Armor, but still focus fired. Holy Light on the mountain. No, oh wow. He baits it out, so he actually does not heal his Mountain King. He prefers to use the Invul and then use the Holy Light to kill the Lich. Very, very cool move, but the Mountain King's still living very dangerously, so stay far back here. There's a new Holy Light now, though. And wow, what a cool sequence. And that sequence just turned everything around. Really, really cool play. WaN, in his mind, surely thinking that the Holy Light's going to go heal the Mountain King. and so he's not really too worried about the Lich, but instead the Lich gets sniped, Invul gets popped, and then a Fiend gets sniped as well. So one hero, one Fiend, those are huge losses, especially if your opponent did not lose anything in return in this kind of tight one base against one base tech game. And we do have Master Training now. And there's only 2 statues, so if WaN wants to deal with the Inner Fire, he has to morph one of these precious statues into a Destroyer. Although, oh, see the item here. So much patience from Blade. I'm not actually sure he got it, but the item goes to Blade, actually pops the War Scroll and kills the Dark Ranger. Wow.
A player's forces are under attack.
And like I said, if there is Inner Fire unlocked, WaN, oh, another kind of failed but still successful burrow dodge, because the burrow does go off, but damage is taken. There we go. He morphs the statue that does not have any mana. It's not as useful anymore. But still, you don't want to have this Destroyer. It really does not feel too good to have a Destroyer against this army. But it is a necessary evil for WaN. First Abomination is out there with Disease Cloud. Disease Cloud, the natural enemy of this army. 2 damage per second to everything. Everything here has very little HP to begin with. So Disease Cloud has a lot of efficiency. And I'm just checking if there's double Slaughterhouse, but there's not. And there's actually more creature attack upgrades. So WaN definitely just wants kind of one Abomination with Disease Cloud. Using it as a tech unit. Rather than something he's going to mass. So he wants to still focus on the Fiends and Destroyers. Dark Ranger's back, everything's back now, but Blade is just super far ahead as far as heroes go. He's going to get level 2 Brilliance Aura in a second here. Inner Fire goes off. Nice creep check here from WaN though, Snipes one Priest. And not the rifle. Guess he'll steal the experience here with the coil, but still we get the level 2 Brilliance Aura unlocked here for Blade. More focus fire with the orb. Any vulnerable caster that steps too far, WaN instantly focuses down. We have the coil here on the Abomination. Still no Orb of Fire or Preservation Staff for Blade because he hasn't had the opportunity to go home at all. More focus fire on the casters. And oh my god, level 2 on the Dark Ranger. Statue actually gets bashed. Wow. Bashing a statue. Now that's something you don't see every day. Focus fire on the Lich. Holy Light goes down. Wow. GG. Whew. Very short but intense game, and honestly, I think WaN was close to making a comeback there. It was looking very, very dire here when he lost the Dark Ranger and the Fiend. But that creep check, it could have gone his way. If some variables were a bit different there, I think he could have actually won that game. Very, very cool. And shows the worth of just sticking to the game and not just giving up too early. Even though he fell behind. But yeah, the heroes killed kind of tell the tale here. But yeah, very, very cool game. And a very different game to see in this matchup these days. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.